So this is SSAFA.
Yes.
So this is soldiers, sailors, airmen and their families.
Yes.
And why this? What got you involved?
Well, SSAFA is a unique charity amongst many brilliant charities because they not only help veterans, current serving personnel, but they also help their families. They're the only ones that really help the families of the personnel. So I got involved through friends, basically, and, you know, giving back and helping people out. And I've got a lot of friends that are military. So I got involved with SSAFA a couple of years ago, and then last year, the patron of SSAFA is the Queen, and they never had anybody else. It was just one patron, it was the Queen. They never had ambassadors, they never had anything like that. And so I'd started to do work, both, you know, publicly and privately. I was doing stuff for them, and then the big boss at SSAFA wrote to me and said, we'd like to make you our very first ambassador, would you like it? And so I said...
It's you and the Queen?
Basically. Two
So
queens.
you're in good company.
I'll just throw you the ball and you can hit it.
Yes.
So how did you guys meet?
So through the Remembrance Sunday, the Poppy Appeal, the Poppy bus came to Manchester, which is across the road from Coronation Street, and I went over to do the photograph because of my connection with the military. And there was an unlikely band of brothers, which was 4 lads who I was chatting with. We had photographs, you know, on social media, whatever. And they happened to be Manchester United fans, and I'm an ambassador for the Manchester United Foundation. And so I said... So we were, you know, they didn't expect to become friends with me and vice versa, but we got chatting over Manchester United, and then I'm lucky that I sometimes go in the director's box, and they offered me a table on Boxing Day, and I said I'd love to have the table in the director's. Thank you very much. Can I bring some friends? They said, of course you can. So I took them as a treat to Manchester United.
How did it feel for you? So 1 minute you're meeting Antony Cotton on a bus.
Yeah, we are.
And the next minute...
I went over to Brunei for a 4-week jungle exercise. When I come back, he got on to me on Twitter and said, like, do you want to come to the director's box? Me and my friend Paul Fandon, we said, yeah. I think Paul was a bit more overwhelmed by it than I was, because he's from Stretford, which is just at the back of the ground. It's like a childhood dream to him.
So holy grail for him.
Yeah, Alex
Wow.
Ferguson.
Well, for you, Danny, tours of Afghanistan at 18.
Iraq at 18.
Joined up, and Iraq at 18, but you joined up at 18, didn't you?
16, straight from
16
school.
you joined up, were you, really? So you went back in 09, back in 2013. You say that you were amazed by the difference that had been made.
Yeah, when we first went in 2009, it was, the term we use is quite kinetic. We were sort of engaging with the enemy on a sort of daily basis. It was very sort of hostile.
Yeah.
When we went back 4 years later, the change, we were in the same area that we went to previously. It was quite placid. The local security forces were running the shop, like they took the lead. The population were returning to farm the fields. They seemed a lot more comfortable in the area. The change was just massive. We couldn't quite believe how much it had changed in the 4 years.
Well, you, so sadly, like so many military servicemen and women, lost friends over there.
Yeah.
And so what does the charity mean to you guys?
Well, SSAFA, first of all, it's just nice to know that the public back us up so well through the likes of SSAFA and various other charities. It's just really reassuring for me and my colleagues to know that. SSAFA, to me, it's nice to know that they don't only help serving personnel, they help ex-serving personnel who fall on hard times, they help families of bereaved, and they also work with families of serving personnel, so they cover the sort of wide spectrum of the military and ex-military. My uncle, Uncle Larry, he was in the King's Regiment during National Service in the 1950s, and he served in Kenya when there was a bit of a campaign out there. In his later life, he fell on hard times, and it was SSAFA that sort of stepped in, got him accommodation, kitted out his flat with... Yeah, it really helped him.
You've got... You say, which is extraordinary, that there is a similarity between your life and Danny's life, and I find... but you need to explain what that is.
Well, so... Well, when you go on tour, it's called, you know, theatre tour, and they pack up everything in the back of a van, and they, you know, they have their sergeant, their OC, their, you know, the privates, the corporals, and they, you know, and they get all the kit and they pack it off, pack up your trouble in your old kit bag. And when actors go on tour, a theatre tour, they pack everything up and they take the director and the producer and the 4 main actors and the ensemble and the costume people, and they go in the band, they wave bye to the families, and they don't see them for the next 9 months. That is a very similar world.
And it's not, obviously, you're not comparing the data and this sort of thing, but the camaraderie.
And the brotherhood.
And the brotherhood.
Yeah, and I see my family at Coronation Street far more than I see my family at home.
Yeah.
He's the same. So you create very, very special bonds with your company.
Well, very special bonds. Yes, explain the laundry.
Not Daniel. Daniel would never do this, but, you know, a couple of them, one of which is on screen there, Joe, who's my best friend, he literally walks through the door, dumps his laundry bag by the laundry room, and then...
Do you wash it?
And I wash all his kit.
All the
Do you iron it?
Everything. No, don't be ridiculous. He has to do that. but he just dumps it. There's a few of them that just bring it in, dump it. But it's very markedly different between them. He would never do that.
Right.
So, and how many of the troops of soldiers pass through your door, bringing in their laundry?
What can I say? I'm a forces sweetheart.
Explain the big brew up.
Yes.
So the big brew up is from the 20th to the 26th of June. That's my tea. I designed a tea cosy. There's an auction. There's lots lemon drizzle cake.
Don't take the whole thing. Just take a slice.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. So that's my tea cosy. Like Emma Thompson's done one, and Maisie, who's in the Game of Thrones, she's done one. That goes live on Monday on eBay. Any information you can get from safa.org.uk. It goes the 20th to the 26th, and on 25th is Armed Forces Day.
24th, Armed Forces Day.
No, it's 25th. It's the Saturday. We've researched.
Oh,
Stand corrected.
Kick it off.
Well, listen, thank you very much. It's lovely to meet you both. Enjoy your cake. I've got my bit here. I've left your bit.
No, thank you very much. You've left my... This is my bit. Have you had a bite out of mine already?
No!
Look, I'm going to have a cup of tea now.
Oh, no, there you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, I've got some healthy eating coming up in a minute.
Hello, YouTube. For more of the same, just click here. And don't forget, you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel. Were you all terrified or excited?
We rehearsed it so much. And obviously, I've done quite a lot of live theatre. But even so, my first scene, I kind of opened the door to Tez, who played Tony. As I opened the door, I knew there was like 8-9 million viewers, and I was... I held it together.
Yeah.